What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Kiwan, and I am back with Raising Kanan Season 4, Episode 6, The Price of Fame. Um, before I start, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop, alright? And make sure you are liking all of the videos so I can stay in the algorithm of things. Y'all already know how that go. So, tonight, I want to just let y'all know real quick. Tonight, I'll bring y'all Never Ever Mets. And most likely, I just want to get some rest through Never Ever Mets. And then tomorrow, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to be bringing. I want to bring Being Mary Jane tomorrow. But I actually have an appointment tomorrow. So maybe later on after. I'll probably give y'all the last 2 episodes of Being Mary Jane before this weekend is actually out so we can be done with it. And if you are actually wanting me to do another season 1 of another throwback, just drop it down in the comments and let me know and I will work on that, okay? So here we go, y'all, Raising Kanan. So the episode starts with Kanan and his family there at the bars. They're having a memorial service for Fame, of course. We see Fame's mom crying, and I want to say that was Jessica and somebody else that was consoling her. So Lou and Rock are having this conversation. Lou tells Rock that all of these young people are dying out here, and they just end up being a question mark. Who they could have been, or what they might have done. So Rock asks Lou if he heard anything about who put Fame down. Lou tells Rock nobody knows nothing, just like always. All right. So Rock tells Lou that Kanan gonna want payback for his friend. Lou said he ain't the only one. And Rock was like, I thought you wasn't down for that. And he said, she said, I thought you wasn't down for that kind of stuff no more. And so he was like, nah, I'm not, but I'm doing this for fame. Justice for Fame. Okay. We are asking for justice for Fame. Okay. Did y'all see my chicken I bought to the funeral? It was on the counter. I brought my chicken and all the utensils I said I was going to bring. And I think I said sodas. It was somewhere in the bag. Not on the counter, but it was in the bag or whatever. But I brought my stuff, okay? So, I'm sorry, y'all. So, Jessica goes over to Lou, and she starts to cry. He consoles her and tells her, hey, it's going to be okay. At this point, Kanan is super checked out, and Juke definitely is 10 toes down for him when it comes to taking down the ninjas that took out Fame. So when she told him she was down for him, he was like, so when you start gunning for ninjas? And at this point, we're starting to see the turn of how Juke became Juke, if that makes sense. Anyway, Rock goes over to Juke and Kanan and asks, how are they holding up? So he looks at Rock and says, what you think? I was like, Kanan, the way your bottom lip will be on the mother floor. Because who you talking to? You got me up. All right? I would have backed the piss out of him. But see, y'all, that's just me. Okay? I can't fight. But I'm just saying, I would have beat the piss out of Kanan. Because, listen, I know you grieving, but you got the right one on the right day. Okay? So he gets up and he walks off. Rock tells him, take a breath. And I was just thinking, yeah, take a breath before it's your last breath. Okay? So, she tells him Famous wouldn't want you to do nothing stupid. He gets up and he leaves. Like, what is all this energy for? Like, I think I get why he mad. I think I do. But he just have all this aggression in his energy towards Rock. And I just thinking, when are you going to get past? I don't know. So Rock turns to Jude and asks her to stay on her cousin because he's in a bad place. And I just would like to say, it is not Juke's responsibility to be looking after Kanan. Get your emotions in order, sir. I get it. You grieving, and that is okay. But at the same time, all of these women that have to look after him. But it almost made me understand how Juke was like when they were on power, and Juke kind of came in and took charge, and Kanan was just like it almost looked like Kanan was kind of her lackey. Like, I don't know. That's just what it reminded me of. And I don't know. Anyway, so the next day, Neek goes to see Mr. Russo and tell him, listen, I have everything in place. All I need is money and muscle. So he said, if I'm gonna go up against Rock and Stefano, I'm gonna need backup. So, I mean, did he say money and muscle? Okay. So, Mr. Russo tells him, like, okay, I get what you need, but how I'm going to benefit from this? Like, this is a business. I need to know how you going to pay me. What's the money? What's going to be my cut for giving you in exchange for what you need? Okay? So, Russo gives Neek info on his guy named Akbar over in Trenton. And so, I guess, he takes the information. In the next scene, Rock and Marvin goes to see David. David is high. They're, trying to get these trucks so they can move out their product, push out their weight. But David is on some other stuff. So we get over to Lou's AA meeting. And basically, Lou is struggling with who he is without the alcohol. And I have a question. Has Lou always talked like this? Or was he like this in the first season? Like, I don't know. His tone, he's so monotone now. And maybe I need to look at a clip of season 1 and see if he was monotone then. Like, he's so Don Colio, whatever his name is. That's Lou. Okay, but he just do music. So Juke is at the table, at her kitchen table, staring at Fame's pic, and she just have this look in her eye. She grabbed the gun under the sofa, and that was that in that scene. So CeeLo, I think that's his name, Lil Shorty follows Kanan, goes into the storage. Y'all know that's where he's stashing his money. Well, Lil Shorty knows that Kanan is stashing his money. He just didn't know where, so he actually follow Kanan, and sorry, it's a whole lot of noise outside. Not only that, hold on, y'all. I don't really know what's happening outside, but if I can show y'all my dog, we have a little short window, and she literally looks out the window like my grandmother used to. She literally sitting there looking out the window, looking both ways, seeing what's happening, but I can't get up because I'm doing this video. Sorry about that. Anyway, so CeeLo, Lil Shorty. Okay, so he did follow Kanan, so he knows where Kanan's stash is. And then don't forget, he low key working for Neek. He giving Neek information. I don't know if it's working for him, but he low key is giving Neek information. And as I stated, I'm gonna give him about, last episode I said I was gonna give him about 2 or 3 more episodes that still stand before Shorty go on to be with the Lord. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. And we not bringing nothing to his funeral. Okay, because you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Anyway, we find out that Kanan was working for, I'm sorry, did I say Kanan? I meant Fame was working with NYPD. So this is what the detective is telling Fame's mom. And basically, I feel like they were playing in her face because, I guess they're still trying to figure out who did it to Fame. And she put them out. Like, I didn't catch it, y'all. I apologize. But it was a lot. Like, he was just doing the most. Anyway, Lou, after the AA meeting, Lou go over to his mom's house for a visit. She immediately asks, hey, did Marvin tell you what I asked him to do for me? And Lou was like, no, Marvin don't tell me nothing. So basically, she tells Lou that she's angry because she's dying. She's angry because other people have died before her and they couldn't tell her what it was going to be like. She's angry because there are people in this world that are still living and she's literally dying. And so she doesn't want to be in pain anymore. So she asked Lou, okay, so Marvin is a coward. He didn't want to do it. So now I need you to do it for me. And so he tells her, I can't. And she was like, she looks at Lou as the fragile one, as the meekest child, the fragile child, the more emotional child. And so Lou tell her, I don't want to do it because I don't want to. I don't want to do it because I'm afraid what it will do to me. And I think if he would have done it, he would have gotten back to the bottle. He still new at the sobriety thing and, still walking in this world trying to figure himself out. So I kind of feel like Lou low-key straddling from what he's struggling from the person he used to be to who he is today. So he just, as I see Lou progress, I actually like that. I like the little bit of character development of Lou. And I'm here for it. Anyway, Kanan roll up on, the dudes, his crew or whatever, his workers. One of his workers came up to him with Lil Shorty and they told him it was one of Freddie's dudes. And, Kanan was like, bet. So in the next scene, we're in a studio, B-Rilla, and Lou, his lyrics is violence. And, with everything that happened with Fame is like, we probably need to take a beat back and change some stuff. So Lou stops the session, have B-Rilla to come out, and he talks to him about his lyrics. Like, hey, why can't we change, let's just change this and this. We need to change up your image and this and that. And, it really don't need to be street. It can be something else. So the one thing I did catch in this scene is when the white dude said, I like it. And Lou looked at him and said, he said, you would like it. And only because it ain't them. Like, I hope y'all caught that part because it was loud. But it was loud with it being, it was loud. Okay, it was loud without it being loud. Okay. Just that one part, I like that. You would, because that's how, they want to see us. Pow, 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 each other. Okay. Anyway, Kanan kind of pulled up on the dudes. He's sitting in the car just watching them. He noticed one of them got a gun. So he figured if one have a pop-pow, the other ones have a pop-pow too. So he can't go up against them by himself. So in the next scene, we see Juke practicing her aim. And I ain't gonna lie, Juke was fire. It was fire. I was like, okay. And then over in the next scene, Rock goes to Kanan's house. Crystal answers the door. She was like, is Kanan here? She was like, no, he not here. Like, is it me? Is it me? Or is it the fact that, do y'all see how nasty Crystal is to Rock? But anyway, Rock don't be tripping. She don't be tripping when it comes to the little girl Crystal. So she tell him, listen, she tells Crystal, I need you to look out for Kanan because he's not in a good place. And I just need to know, why are all of these women, I'm sorry, why are all of these women responsible for Kanan? Like, why? I just be trying to figure it out. Why is everybody responsible for Kanan? I guess. So Lou is at the bar staring at the liquor bottle. Okay? He called Jessica prior to him getting there so she can come. And she was like, hey, did you do it? You know, she's in a panic. Like, hey, did you do it? Did you drink? And Lou was like, no, I'm just looking at it. And he wanted to. And so he was like, just get this drink out of my face. So she removes the drink. And Lou is actually really mourning. Like, you can see everybody mourning. Like, the scenes are dark. The scenes are somber. It's, you know, everybody's mourning over Fame. So Neek goes to see Akbar. Y'all, Neek had on his fur baby coat. Neek was clean. All right. Neek had that scene where he was getting fresh. He was coming back to himself. Like, Neek was being Neek again. Season 1 Neek, the Neek that we know. So he tells Akbar, hey, we need men. Akbar tells Neek, my people don't come cheap. And Neek was like, I got it. Whatever you need, I got it. I just need your people. So that was that on that. So Kanan walks in the door. It's late. He walks in the door, and Crystal she's not up, but she's on a couch. She hears him come in, turn the light on, and you know they have a conversation about him doing anything crazy. Like, hey, Fame wouldn't want you to do anything crazy. So, you know, she just looking out for him as Rock instructed, but you know, Rock said he'll listen to you before he'll listen to me. So Kanan was like, you know, I haven't done anything, and they go to bed. Juke walk in the door. It's late. Marvin is on the couch, and she didn't see Marvin on the couch until he got up, and he asked her, what are you doing? And so she was like, you know, I was at target practice. She said target practice just basically calms her down. And so Marvin asked, what happened? Like, what's going on? You need to tell me what's going on. Ever since you unalived dude, like, I need to know, because I know what you're... Basically, he's like reaching out. Like, I know what you're going through, but I need you to tell me so I can try to help. So she said, it's not just that. It's everything. It was the military. It's Fame. It's, you know... Everything, the situation with old dude that she unalived, like everything she been through is kind of starting to catch up with her. So basically, he tells her, you know, I told you unaliving someone would do something to you. It does something to you, especially when you did it for the first time, for the first time. And then, you know, at the end of the day, Marvin wants her to do better, kind of like Rock. Rock wanted Kanan to do better, do opposite of what they're doing. But all the time, it's more gonna be they're gonna do what you do and not what you say. Sometimes. Anyway, so he kept it a buck with her. He said, you know, you got a right to be mad about Famous, like, because that was your friend. So you got a right to be mad about Famous. And he said, because if the shoe was on the other foot, I'd be turning this city red. Point blank in the period. I'd be peeling up everybody just to find out what they did to who did what to my friend. Sorry, y'all. That made me... Sorry about the background noise. So, you know, he was like, I'll be painting the town red. Blah, blah, blah. So in the next scene, in the studio, Lou and Jessica make it down to the studio, and he want to find out who did it to Fame. He feels like that'll make him feel better. Like, taking care of the people who took care of Fame will make me feel better. But I feel like you taking care of the people who did that to Fame is probably going to make you hit that bottle again, because you didn't even do what your mom's request. So you think this is gonna make you feel better? This is this is mainly the reason you unaliving and doing all of this stuff. This is the reason why you turned to the bottle, why you went to AA. So that's not gonna help you think that's gonna help. So Jessica was like, it's not gonna bring my brother back. It's not gonna make everybody happy. It's not. So don't do nothing stupid. So she get up and she decide, listen, instead of violence, let me put this wolf coochie on you. And so she did her... I'm just telling y'all what she did. Anyway, Kanan, Juke get a knock on the door. It's Kanan. he asked, hey, you serious about putting the work in? And she ain't hesitate. She was like, yep. So back over in the studio, Amani comes into the studio, and she checks on Lou. Hey, how you feeling? Yada yada yada. And so she noticed the necklace that was on the counter, and she picks up the necklace. She realized that was Jessica's, and she left it there. So she was upset. So she told Lou, hey, let her know this for Jessica. Let her know that she left it here. I'm sure she's looking for it. She walked out. So in the next scene, B Rilla goes to drop off the diapers at his baby mom's house. She tells him, hey, basically, I need you to help take care of this daughter. Like, where the money at? They ain't paying you. I ain't trying to be no, you ain't, deadbeat daddy. I don't want to be no baby mama, yada, yada, yada. So he was like, all right, I got it. So Juke and Kanan pull up on the dudes who unalive Fame, who they thought unalive Fame. I was like, in broad daylight, though. So they found out Fame was working for a cop. And so Kanan was like, you could see the switch. So Kanan was like, Juke, they could be telling the truth. But Juke is in that bag, and like, she handling 4 boys by herself. Like, she started kind of like spazzing out a little bit. So I'm like, damn. Juke was on it. She was on it. Like, one of the dudes pissed on herself. I thought she pow-powed the first dude, but she shot past him, like, just scare him. And so, Kanan was like, listen, maybe they telling the truth, So Juke kind of, she was getting ready to peel back. She grabbed him up, yoked the dude up, and said, if I find out you lying, I'm coming back for you and your people. I was like, all right. So B Rilla go and find this dude name. I want to say his name was Kenyatta, I think. And he was given like, Mother Africa Hotep type. But, basically, B Rilla need money. He knows somebody who they can go take it from. And so they going to go do a job. That's it. So Lou goes over to Fame's mom's house to visit Jessica to return the necklace. We find out that Fame's mom is moving to California with Jessica. And I figured that's just Fame. We're not going to see Fame or Jessica. I'm sure that this is their exit. So he hugs her, and, that's that on that. So in the final scene, Rock walks in. First of all, the camera's going to Rock's house, and you see, I want to say it was a patio door or something that was open, and it was sheared open, and you can see the wind coming in. So obviously, Neek is in there. Of course, I wouldn't have thought about anybody but Neek. He's in there. And so she comes in the door. She goes into the kitchen. And she walks into the kitchen to find Neek standing there at the counter and looking. First of all, Neek looked good. Mind my business. Anyway, he looked good sitting there eating that butter pecan ice. And this where the episode ends. You look good, Neek. Joy, what is it? Joy Badass. You look good. You look good. That's all I'ma say. Anyway, I will catch y'all tonight when I bring y'all Never Ever Mets. So, of course, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.